Carlton Davis. So I go up to Carlton, and he was funny. He was talking to a couple of people, and then he looks at me, and he's like, I knew you look familiar, man. I know you. I'm like, yeah, Tom, the WDA. He's like, yeah, that's right. So I got to talk to him a little bit. So I asked him about Mike Evans, and he said, look, I know Mike would like to stay. I know the fans want him to stay. But he also said right toward the end, sometimes it's a business. Sometimes it doesn't work out. And we'll play that audio coming up in just a few minutes. But I find this interesting that there's a little bit of doubt. Now, I'll believe it when I see it.
Right.
I think Mike is Tampa Bay. He's a Buccaneer, but obviously you've hung out with him. You worked with him for many, many years. So just let Tampa Bay know how you feel.
He's entrenched himself, him and his family, him and Ashley have just entrenched themselves into the Tampa Bay community from the jump, right? Like as soon as he was drafted, he just kind of dove right in, and he's become such a pillar of the community, and it means so incredibly much to him. I mean, his foundation does stuff in Tampa and then back in his hometown of Galveston. He loves it, and he loves the Buccaneers organization. He's an incredibly loyal guy, which I don't think comes as a shock to anybody. And I think he would love to finish his career in Tampa. And it is a business, but I think it would have to be an extraordinary situation for him to even entertain going elsewhere, because I think much like you, it's really cool for me to see the guys that I was with when I worked for the Buccaneers, like Levante, like Mike, that were there the whole time I was there. And they really, as someone now who has covered a bunch of teams and seen guys change hands so often, that's rare. Like having these guys that just feel a tremendous sense of loyalty to the place that drafted them because they've spent their entire career there, that's getting increasingly rare. So I think it's a source of pride for Mike that he could finish his career in the place that it started. And I don't think he would never give that up lightly, and neither would Levante as well. And it means a tremendous amount for them to go down in the annals of Buccaneers history without an asterisk that says, oh, well, he played, here, for the last year of his career or whatever. It was like, Mike Evans, lifelong Buccaneer, and Levante David, lifelong Buccaneer. That's what they want. And that was so apparent even earlier in their careers that, now that those careers are winding down a little bit, I think that they want to keep it that way.
I think Levante will retire. That's just the vibe that I got from him. The final game where he kind of said his final goodbyes and everything else when they gave him a 15-minute presser at the end of the last game. So that was the signal to me that I think that was more like a farewell type of presser. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he should suit up for anybody. And with Mike, I kind of feel the same way, although there was a little bit of doubt. I'm sure you saw Tony Pauline's report that he was considering maybe going somewhere else. But same thing with Mike. Like, I was trying to think about it the other day. Imagine Mike in a Green Bay Packers jersey. A uniform. I can't, right? You can't either.
No.
Buffalo Bills or Texans. Everyone keeps, trying to connect those dots. But the Texans have a lot invested at that position.
Right. And I mean, I think maybe when I'm thinking extraordinary circumstances, it is maybe Houston, if they give him some sort of deal that allows him to just play at home, or even Dallas, the Dallas Cowboys. But at the same time, I have a hard time picturing that too. And